Okay, good morning. I have two things to say about trials. And what made me start to think of that is a comment that I heard was, if God loves us so much, why does he give us trials? Or why do bad things happen to us? Of course, there's the answer C.S. Lewis always gave, and that satisfies most people. It's to make us pay attention. And there's that thing that you're taught in Mormonism, and I've discussed it before, but it's basically like, think about it. Everyone. It's not just Mormonism. That's where I learned it initially, but I can see it everywhere. Without resistance, you don't move forward. Well, that's not necessarily the truth, but like, okay, imagine yourself taking a test. This works for me, so people who think like me, it'll make sense. You're taking a test and you get a test wrong, a question wrong, then you actually learn because you remember what the answer is. Whereas if you just took the test and got the answer right, you're not going to remember it years later or much later. If you took the test again, you didn't have any trouble with it, so why would you remember it? Maybe that didn't explain the first thought I had. Anyway, the idea was that I have been taught that we have difficulties so that we can overcome them because, okay, it's like you've heard people say, don't pray for patience because you'll get it, or humility because you'll have the opportunity. And those seem like good things to pray for, to ask for, but the way you get those things, Mary, go away. The way you get those things is you have to endure a trial. So it doesn't seem like a blessing to have to be patient, but you might be required to be patient. Okay. I was enduring a trial and I'm like, well, why am I not being relieved of this? I have a problem and I'm doing everything I think I should be doing, but it's not going away. What's wrong? Which basically was that woman that I saw asking, well, if God loves us so much, why does he let bad things happen to us? I think that might be the answer. And the thought that I had was that it gives us a chance to prove what we're going to do. Think about it. If you just say, yeah, I'll do what's right, but you never get to choose what's right, well, anyone can say that. Likewise, this morning in my email, I got a quote about thankfulness, and they're comparing it to gratitude. Thankfulness means saying thank you, and then gratitude means expressing it in action. It's the same way with making a choice. It's like I was telling my daughter the difference between being nice and being kind. I could be nice and just do everything she wants all the time, or I could be kind and truly love her. I told her that's the difference. Sometimes I tell her things and it's not what she wants to hear, but I tell her to do something that I think will make her happy. And that is being kind, because she couldn't understand how on earth I was being kind by telling her she couldn't do something she wanted to do. Anyway, likewise, I had this trial that's really hard, and in the middle of the trial, I was like, okay, I'm gonna fail again. It's a huge failure, and I was just so depressed, and I was like, I'm a failure as a person, I might as well just give up. I get into that cycle of depression where you're like, well, what's the point? I'd just rather just be done with this. Whatever the test is, I just want to crumple up the paper and throw it away. I don't even want to play anymore. Anyway, maybe the reason I lose and failure is part of it, because that's what I thought afterwards. I was like, well, actually, that was my opportunity, and so now I'm looking forward to having a trial again. I look forward, because I don't want this to be so long, but anyway, I was having a dream, and in the dream, I did something I didn't think was something I would do. But obviously, that was me dreaming, so obviously, that's what I would do. And I was so confused and distraught about it because I was doing something I didn't think I would do. Anyway, come to think of it, not think of it, but the more I thought about it, still talking about thinking. Anyway, I like the trial, and I hope that in my dream I come up with that again, because I will understand what to do. I still will be unhappy with what I choose, but I'll know why I chose it now. And if I have that trial in real life, more power to it. I'm gonna do what's right, darn it. And ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Always choosing the right thing to do, regardless of what you want to do. Alright, the other thing and I'll just throw this on the tail end, that I wanted to say was today I'm going to try to go for a whole week without eating, except for salad. I decided I want to eat dinner, so I'm just going to eat lettuce salad. The end.